Western fan culture has honestly made a lot of idols scared to act. Well, Korean. K-pop is getting more boring, more diabolical, and more useless by the day. And yep, you can thank the stans for that. The self-appointed moral police of K-tube need to shut the fuck up. Hey Rosieries, old and new, welcome back to the channel. I've got some opinions today that might piss you off again, so be prepared. K-pop fans only seem to care about scandals when it's someone else's idol involved. If it's their fave, suddenly it's they didn't mean it, they were young, or you don't know the full story. But when it's another group's member, suddenly they've got moral compasses turned all the way up, writing essays about how that idol should be kicked out and blacklisted. It's wild how fast people switch up. One minute they're demanding grace and understanding, the next they're dragging someone else's bias like they're getting paid for it. When their own fave gets called out, it's the end of the world. Fake news, witch hunt, antis are jealous, you name it. But when it's someone from a rival group, oh, then it's hold them accountable. They knew what they were doing. And don't defend trash behavior. Let's not pretend it's about ethics. It's about loyalty. Brand loyalty, group loyalty, stan loyalty. Fans aren't defending idols because they believe in them, they're defending the image they've attached themselves to. It's less about what happened and more about who it happened to. And the hypocrisy is off the charts. Fans will cancel a stranger over rumors but demand forgiveness for their fave with actual receipts. It's all just selective outrage. If you're gonna talk about accountability, cool, do it fairly. But if you only care when it's not your fave, then maybe you're just part of the problem too. Western fan culture has honestly made a lot of idols scared to act. Well, Korean. These days, so many idols are toning down their humor, avoiding certain slang, and walking on eggshells just to avoid being labeled problematic by international fans, especially ones who don't even try to understand the cultural context. Like, a Korean idol will make a joke that's totally normal or harmless in their culture, and within minutes, there's a Twitter thread from someone across the world explaining why it's offensive, without actually knowing what was said or meant. And instead of clearing things up or standing their ground, the idol has to apologize for a misunderstanding that wasn't even theirs to fix. It's getting to the point where idols are afraid to show their own personality. They're editing themselves in real time, constantly filtering what they say or how they act just to stay safe online. That's not growth or awareness. It's censorship based on fear. Not everything needs to be Western approved. Humor, expression, and even certain behaviors don't always translate perfectly across cultures. And that's okay. But instead of trying to understand, some fans would rather force everyone into their own worldview and call it activism. Let Korean idols be Korean. You can educate people without policing them into bland, sanitized versions of themselves. At some point, holding people accountable turned into controlling how they exist. And that's not progressive, it's just performative. Oh my gosh. Some fans only care about cultural appropriation when it's coming from a group they already can't stand. The second a rival group slips up, they turn into overnight activists, posting long threads, linking history articles, and calling for cancellations. But when it's their own fave doing the exact same thing, or worse, crickets, or worse, jokes and memes, it's honestly so fake. Like, you can't be screaming about cornrows being offensive on Monday, then repost a fan cam of your bias in dreads on Tuesday with, "He's still 8 though." That's not activism, that's bias protection. Let's be real. If you only care about appropriation, when it gives you an excuse to drag someone you already don't like, then you were never in it for the right reasons. You're not defending a culture, you're just playing stan politics and using real issues as ammo. Cultural appropriation is a real problem in K-pop. No one's denying that. But when fans are selective about when to be outraged, it just waters everything down. If you're not going to call it out across the board, yes, even when it's your alt, then don't pretend to care when it's someone else. You don't get to flip the morality switch on and off, depending on who's involved. Either you care about the issue, or you care about the fandom drama, but don't hide behind social justice just to throw shade. That's not awareness. That's hypocrisy. K-pop's obsession with humility isn't always about being humble. It's often just another way to control idols. People act like confidence is a crime unless you've been in the industry for 10 years. The moment a rookie shows even a drop of self-assurance, suddenly they're arrogant, disrespectful, or need to be humbled. Like, why is it that if a new idol says they want to be successful or calls themselves talented, everyone acts like they committed a crime? But if a veteran says the exact same thing, it's seen as inspiring or well-deserved confidence. The double standard is ridiculous. What fans and the industry really want is for rookies to stay small, quiet, and grateful, no matter how skilled or hardworking they are. You can't even say, "I want to be the best," without people jumping down your throat like, who do they think they are? It's not about humility, it's about power dynamics. It's about keeping idols in check so they never feel too free to speak their minds or own their success. And honestly, that's sad. Confidence and ambition should be encouraged, not shut down because it makes insecure people uncomfortable. Let idols be proud of themselves. Let rookies dream big without being told they're too full of themselves. If you only like humble idols because they seem easier to control, that says more about you than them. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's survival in an industry built to break you. It honestly doesn't matter if an idol gets straight A's across the board during training, vocals, dance, rap, whatever, because the second they debut in a group with someone more skilled, those A's stop meaning much. Some fans really act like good grades from a training program automatically make someone elite. Like, no, this isn't school. You can ace evaluations and still be the weakest link when standing next to top-tier talent. People forget that idols debut in groups, not solo. So yeah, maybe they scored high in everything during their trainee days, but now they're in a group where another member earned the main dancer or main vocalist title for a reason. And sometimes, those all-rounders are mid at everything and great at nothing. Harsh, but true. It's also completely possible for someone to perform well under training conditions, but fall short in a real-world debut. Stage pressure, charisma, consistency, and actual audience connection? That's a whole different level, and some idols simply don't keep up. The problem is, stans love using those A+ reports to gas up their fave and shut down valid criticism. But you can't hide behind training scores forever when the skill gap becomes obvious on stage. Just because they're well-rounded doesn't mean they're outstanding. So no, straight A's don't make you bulletproof, especially when you're standing next to someone who can do what you do, but better. K-pop fans will forgive anything as long as the visuals are on point. A song can be completely mid, like no structure, weak chorus, forgettable melody, but if the group shows up in fire stage outfits and a cool-looking music video, suddenly it's underrated art and y'all just don't get the concept. Half the time, it's not about the music at all. It's about how pretty the members looked in the thumbnail. Fans will act like a track is revolutionary just because the stylist did their job and the MV looked fantastic. Like, okay, the MV and outfit slayed, but the song still sounds like 3 demos glued together with glitter and vibes. It's honestly wild how low the bar gets when visuals are involved. People will call a flop comeback ahead of its time just because the stage makeup was creative. And if you do try to say the song didn't hit, you'll get hit with, "You just don't understand the artistic direction," or "It's giving high fashion." Girl, it's giving mid with a decent budget. This isn't shade at stylists. They do incredible work. But great visuals shouldn't be a distraction from mediocre music. If the best part of a comeback is the outfit, that says everything. At the end of the day, K-pop is still music. And if you have to squint through 5 outfit changes and 3 filter-heavy teasers just to convince yourself a song is good, maybe it wasn't that good to begin with. Ugh, K-pop stans say one thing, but their actions say another. You'll see fans cry about overworked idols, then stream their 17-stage comeback until they're limping on stage. You'll hear, "We want real music," but let an idol drop something experimental, and suddenly it's, "This doesn't suit them." Which is it? Fans want idols to be authentic, but only the kind of authentic that fits their personal image of them. The moment someone steps outside the box, suddenly it's, "They've changed," or "This isn't the same group I fell in love with." God forbid they cut their hair or drop a mixtape that doesn't sound like their main group's style. It's like fans want idols to evolve but never change. Be vulnerable but never too controversial. Be relatable but still perfect. It's exhausting for the idol and the fandom. And that confusion is exactly why K-pop right now feels like it's stuck in a loop. You want more artistry? Then stop clinging to cookie-cutter comebacks. You want better treatment? Then stop dragging idols the second they take a break or ask for time. K-pop fans have too many double standards. And until we admit that, we'll keep asking for a version of K-pop that literally doesn't exist. Fans love to say they're against parasocial culture, but the moment someone treats idols like actual human beings, with flaws, boundaries, and complex emotions, they flip out. It's like, yeah, you say idols aren't your friends, but the second one acts in a way that doesn't fit your fantasy, suddenly it's, "They've changed," or "They're not who I thought they were." The truth is, a lot of people don't want real idols. They want comfort characters. As long as their fave is smiling, saying fan-servicey things, and staying perfectly unproblematic 24/7, it's all love. But if that same idol sets a boundary, speaks their mind, or even just looks tired, fans take it personally, like it's some kind of betrayal. It's weird how the moment an idol acts like a full, complicated person, maybe showing ambition, being blunt, or not catering to fan expectations, people start rewriting their whole personality like, "They're cold now," or "Fame changed them." No, they're just not your emotional support, NPC. You can't say you want idols to be treated better while expecting them to stay in a fantasy mold 24/7. Growth, emotions, and even mistakes are part of being real. If your love for an idol disappears the second they stop acting like a scripted character, maybe it was never love. It was projection. Idols aren't here to play roles in your healing arc. They're people. Let them be complex, even if it's not always convenient for your narrative. Cancel culture in K-pop is a complete mess, and honestly, it's killing actual constructive criticism. You can't say anything these days without someone twisting it into hate or trying to frame it as you ruining someone's career. Like, not everything is a cancellation. Sometimes people are just trying to hold idols accountable like adults. But nope, the second you voice a concern, suddenly you're just a hater. What's even worse is the hypocrisy. So many fans will preach about how toxic cancel culture is, how it's ruining K-pop, and how idols should be treated like humans. But give it 5 minutes, and they're part of the same angry mob dragging someone for a 3-second clip taken out of context. Make it make sense. They'll call out another fandom for being too quick to cancel, then do the exact same thing when it's someone they don't like. It's not about right or wrong. It's about who they're loyal to. And honestly, that's why I can't take a lot of this community seriously. The double standards are exhausting. People act like they care about justice, but really, they just want drama and someone to dogpile. Meanwhile, real conversations about improvement, growth, or cultural awareness get lost in the noise. Because it's not about making things better. It's about scoring points. Cancel culture in K-pop isn't helping anyone grow. It's performative outrage masked as moral superiority. And I'm tired. The fakeness? Brain-rotting. Brah! The real reason some K-pop groups never bounce back from a scandal isn't just because the scandal was that bad. It's because a lot of fans low-key enjoy watching the downfall. Like, schadenfreude is very real in this industry. People say they believe in forgiveness and growth, but deep down, many are just lurking to see if the group completely crumbles. You'll notice it in how quickly people switch up. One day it's all love, the next they're reposting shady edits, overanalyzing old clips, and acting like they always knew something was off. It's like they were waiting for a reason to tear them down. And when that moment comes, they go full detective, full judge, full executioner. It's not about justice, it's about entertainment. Watching someone rise, fall, and get publicly dragged is a storyline for a lot of people. Some fans treat idols like characters in a drama, and when things go wrong, they get more invested, not less. They'll say they just want accountability, but let's be real. If they truly cared, they'd be supporting actual resolution, not fueling the fire. That's why certain groups never get the chance to recover, not because the public is unforgiving, but because the fandom loves the spectacle. Forgiveness doesn't trend, redemption arcs don't go viral, and too many people would rather witness a crash than a comeback. It's sad, but in K-pop, sometimes the fall is more celebrated than the rise. You already know the drill. Agree? Disagree? Or somewhere in between? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you liked the video, hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell, Rosie Aries, to get more content. More chaos coming soon. See y'all next time. Bye!